This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, Christmas comes early for almost 20 academics, and for one, it's coupled with a personal milestone. Trainee mechanics at a local tertiary institution get a very public helping hand as they search for jobs. And we'll find out which school is in line for a swimming pool upgrade thanks to meeting a financial goal. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. The University of Otago has announced the appointment of 17 new professors to its ranks. The promotions are across several faculties and research fields. And for one academic, the honour coincides with an important milestone.
Title change. Associate Professor Jacinta Ruru is one of 17 University of Otago staff to have received a promotion to full professor. She says it reflects her long journey with the institution.
I've had wonderful opportunities here within the University of Otago Faculty of Law, from being a student in the 1990s through to being an assistant lecturer, and mentored through my study and my teaching into being a lecturer, senior lecturer and associate professor, and recently appointed as professor.
There's a rigorous selection process for the promotion, taking into account candidates' research and teaching skills. Ruru's passion for her students helps cinch her new honorific. She's excited about continuing as a teacher, particularly as there's an increasing number of Māori students taking law.
We have a great cohort of Māori law students coming through the Faculty of Law, about 100 Māori law students, and really enjoy spending the time with them and the students who are taking my Law, Indigenous Peoples and Māori land law papers. Really enjoy teaching and having that opportunity to be inspired by the students.
The professorship is just one exciting aspect in Ruru's 20th year on campus. She's also taking on an important role with a cohort of Māori researchers.
I'm going on as co-director of Ngā Pai o Te Maramatanga, the New Zealand Māori Centre of Research Excellence. So my time's going to be split between the Faculty of Law here and with the Centre for Research Excellence, Ngā Pai. So I'm really looking forward to next year and those opportunities.
Alongside the 17 new professors, there's a further 28 university staff moving up the ranks to associate professor. The academics are taking up their new titles in February. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Police are investigating a break-in at King's High School this morning. The incident happened just before 3 a.m. when an alarm was activated. Security guards arrived to find an office window had been jimmied open, but the burglar was gone. Police believe the culprit was trying to gain access to a safe but wasn't able to open it. It's the second time the school's alarm system has been activated in the past 2 weeks. Other education providers have also been targeted by thieves recently. A 23-year-old woman has been arrested and charged for breaking into the University of Otago's Clock Tower building. Prospective students are getting a taste of the trade industries through Otago Polytechnic. Its automotive department is one of the divisions being showcased through a public exhibition, and that's helping trainees to find work.
Putting practical skills to work. Otago Polytechnic's automotive students are learning the tricks of the trade. Their work's part of a wider public showcase demonstrating what's possible through tertiary study.
The automotive team are putting on a showcase for prospective employers of automotive students and for following on students for next year as well, for them to come and have a look at our facilities and our equipment.
The Polytechnic's annual Excite event is all about giving students the opportunity to meet future employers. It's also enabling prospective students to get an insight into what's been offered on campus. This department has a practical focus, allowing students to cover all bases while working with industry standard equipment. And that's helping to set them up for apprenticeships.
A lot of just the basics really, brakes and engines, gearboxes, all that sort of thing.
The automotive industry is going through a change of regulations, but it's also growing. Applications for next year's course are already double the 50 student capacity. Miller says the trade's a crucial one with endless opportunities.
There's a huge value in having a trade to work with. It means you can do that trade anywhere in the world and expand your horizons. The opportunities become very endless in which country you want to work in and live in.
The exhibition will involve showing off grass carts and other student work. Staff are hoping the calibre of what's being produced grabs the attention of employers and the imagination of future students. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
International business leaders are in the city teaching locals how to be successful with technology. The American and Australian delegates are part of a network set up to foster innovative new concepts and business startups. Local business people are getting the opportunity to learn about how they can develop ideas using the latest broadband technology. It's part of Dunedin's Gigatown win and the citywide effort to grow the local economy as a result. The visiting experts are from a range of international companies and are planning to help Dunedin professionals make prototypes for market trials. A local primary school will be refurbishing its swimming pool after hitting a fundraising goal. McAndrew Bay School has raised more than $100,000 to upgrade ageing facilities, and the improvement is set to exceed expectations.
A pool that's almost unrecognisable. McAndrew Bay school leaders are looking through their outdated swimming pool that's in urgent need of an upgrade.
Our pool was built in the late 60s, and over that time it's had little bits of work done to it, but at the moment it's really suffering and it just needs a huge overhaul.
Board members and school staff decided something needed to be done with the pool at the start of this year, so they took to fundraising. Locals have been chipping in, donating $20,000 from their own pockets. The school's just received an extra boost from grants, and that's elevated the total above the $115,000 needed. Now extra maintenance work is in the planning.
The Otago Community Trust told us last week that they would give us $32,000, which is just the last little amount of money that we needed to get everything done.
The roof is needing work, and the filtration and plumbing systems have to be brought up to modern health and safety standards. It's all in the aim of enabling pupils to spend more quality time learning how to swim and staying afloat.
We need it really because our children live beside the water. They need to be safe by the water. They're in the water yachting and kayaking, and they need to know how to swim. So it's really important that our kids get access to swimming programs that are good enough to help keep them safe in the water.
Work is due to begin once the swimming season's finished at the end of Term 1 next year. The upgraded pool should be ready by next summer, so McAndrew Bay children can once again make a splash. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we speak to the local man who's won a prestigious science prize, and we hit the court with some junior tennis players.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Eveready mowers and chainsaws, Husqvarna outdoor power equipment for all the jobs no matter what the size. Give Graham a call on 4552 555 or visit our new showroom at the roundabout end of Andersons Bay Road. We sell the best and service the rest.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years, built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games, pre-loved needs, vinyl records, 45s and DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook. We're opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Pellet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pellet fires, so easy, so efficient.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Girls Talk this month is full of inspirational gift ideas. There's books, storage solutions and delicious treats. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page to be in to win some fantastic prizes from the show. Join us on Dunedin TV for Girls Talk.
Welcome back. The city is in line to benefit from a new government scheme to establish private research institutes in the regions. Local businesses, investors and researchers are being invited to collaborate and apply for funding in groups. The government is making up to $25 million available for the scheme. It's expected that up to 3 new regional institutes will be established over the next few years. Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch are excluded from the project. It's all in an effort to strengthen regional economies while growing the country's business research output. Otago Museum Director Ian Griffin is one of the few recipients of the Prime Minister's latest science prizes. He's won $100,000 and he's here to tell us what he plans to use the money for. Good evening and congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your prize for?
Well, the prize is for science communication, and it recognises some of the things that I and the team at the museum have been doing over the last couple of years to try and get more people in this part of the world excited about the wonders of science. So it's a real honour, and when I got the prize yesterday at the award ceremony, it was amazing to meet the Prime Minister and be amongst some really incredible people who won the other awards.
Did the win come as a shock?
Yes, it did. I mean, I'm not someone who gets prizes very often, so to hear you won this one, well, here I won it was amazing. And I'm still slightly in shock. You know, it doesn't seem real, but it's very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to using the money now to do some interesting things.
How are you going to use the money?
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be used to pay off the mortgage. The money's used to kind of do innovative things in science engagement. And the nice thing about it is, within certain limits, we can try some new approaches. So I certainly want to help support some students from certain schools to come to the new planetarium, for example. I'm also working with a team from the Otago Polytechnic to develop a website that predicts when the aurora is going to happen and tells you where you should go and see it. So we've got some ideas around that, and over the next few months, well, weeks and months, I'll be thinking about exactly how I'm going to use the money and the kind of things I want to do.
How do you think your work has enhanced the community?
Oh, blimey, that's not a question to ask me. I think that's a question to ask the community. I like to think that people get excited about science. And science is a really important thing because it's a tool that helps us explore the world and understand the world around us. So I would argue that scientific literacy is just as important as being able to read books. And an understanding of science and why it's a really useful tool is terribly important, because there are some controversies out there at the moment, which having a scientific understanding of the world can really help you understand.
What are some of the things that you're particularly proud of in your work thus far with the museum?
Oh gosh, I think a couple of things stand out. Firstly, the fact we got 900 people to a talk on the aurora at Forsyth Bar Stadium earlier this year. That was brilliant, because getting that many people to come and hear a talk about something relatively arcane, which is the aurora, was for me very exciting. But I'm also very excited now about the opening of the planetarium at the museum, the Perpetual Guardian Planetarium, which opens on the 5th of December. And it's a really exciting time to be at the museum. There's lots of exciting things, and in particular I think the new planetarium is going to revolutionise what we can do.
Do you see Dunedin as a leading centre for science?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got brilliant university and amazing polytechnic, so we've got this critical mass of real smart people. And the brilliant thing about working at the museum is I can walk across the road to the university and knock on the door of some of the brightest minds in New Zealand, actually some of the brightest minds on the planet, and they come and work with us and share their knowledge. And to me, that's one of the reasons that Dunedin is so special, because literally you're a very short walk from some incredibly interesting people.
What would your ultimate achievement be, do you think?
Oh, blimey.
You're on the spot now.
No, well, probably my kids. But joking aside, I think if I can get people coming to our museum and walking away wanting to learn more, I think that's a result, because having a curious mind is really important in this world, and asking questions, not just of your family, but of your leaders and things like that is terribly important. So if we can inspire curiosity as a result of a visit to our museum, I think we're doing the right thing.
How else would you like to see the museum developed?
Well, once we've got the planetarium open, we've got to redo Discovery World in the next couple of years, and then the big project is going to be the redevelopment of our Tangata Whenua Gallery, which hopefully we'll have ready for our 150th anniversary in 2018.
Wow, very, very busy you're going to be. Well, congratulations once again on the prize, Otago Museum Director Ian Griffin. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, competitors from around the lower South Island take to the court for a regional tournament, and we take a closer look at the theft of university exam papers.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Chiropractic care is a drug-free way of sorting out stress and pain by getting your spine in line with body and brain. At Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing, we provide family chiropractic care. Feel taller, lighter and brighter. Call Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing today, 484-7272.
They've got all, it's all about our customer care, great food, great coffee, and supported by some awesome staff. We think it's really important that the customers, when they come in here, have a good experience and leave wanting to come back. And I think in a nutshell, that's what the Good Oil's all about.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices is just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget, we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, you're guaranteed a treat.
This year's Oamaru Heritage Festival's theme is Alice in Wonderland, celebrating the sesquicentennial of its writing. Join us in Oamaru November 11th to 16th. See www.vhcu.co.nz for details. And don't be late for this very important date.
I understand now how economics can affect global warming.
And I found out how grass growth in New Zealand affects Fashion Week in Milan.
I can even tell you how smartphone technology affects the survival of mountain gorillas.
Sorry.
Because at the Otago Business School, it's not just about the world of business, it's how business affects the world.
I'm Kim. Michaela.
David. And this is our place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. Dozens of junior tennis players have been taken to the Edgar Centre's courts for a regional tournament. More than 50 youth were involved in the annual event, which pitted the Lower South Island's top players against one another, and there were some big hits among the small competitors.
Rallying their way to victory. Dozens of primary and intermediate school children have been giving their all on the court. This day-long championship event brought together top players from across the Lower South Island. Organisers say even the lead-up's been a competitive process.
We've got 56 children here today from Year 6 and under and Year 8 and under grades. Each of the children played in their local regions qualifying tournaments, and so we've got the best players here today to represent their regions, but also to represent their schools and themselves for that chance to play in the final later in the month.
The length of the tournaments meant the best players have been hitting the court several times. It's been a busy and tiring day, but for some players the sport's appeal is simple.
I just like the competitiveness and yeah, it's fun.
One way the sport has been made easier for young players is the use of less inflated balls, giving kids more time to hit them. Locally, there are plenty of youngsters getting involved in tennis, but regional club leaders are looking at how to keep children engaged as they get older.
There is a drop-off around sort of 14 years old, I guess, and I think that's similar in all sports, and that's something that tennis is looking into at the moment in terms of how we can get more children to stay in the game, and I think, as I said, other sports are looking at the same kind of things as well.
Annie is nearing the age where a lot of children give up the sport, but she's determined to stick with it when she begins high school next year.
I'll try keep playing every week if I can.
For now, she and her fellow competitors have the next level of competition on their minds. Those who have done well are heading to Timaru to compete in the South Island tournament later this month. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
The theft of almost 100 unmarked examination papers has left the University of Otago reeling this week. Otago Daily Times reporter Rhys Chamberlain has been investigating the case and he joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Hi.
How are affected students reacting?
Well, look, initially they were, some were pretty frustrated and angry about the whole thing, especially the ones that were affected. But now they've sort of come to see that the university doesn't have a lot of options, and the options I've given them are really the only ones that can be used, basically.
What are those options?
So those options are they can take a resit. It can either be the same exam or a different exam. And that's interesting because there's people all around the country and some overseas as well. They can take an internal mark, which is like an average of what they've done internally throughout the year. And there's a couple of other options as well, but you know, departments are sort of organising it within the department the best that they can, really.
Are students happy with the way the university's handled it?
Yes, generally. Speaking to OUSA, they've sort of said that most people they've dealt with have been fairly happy with the way it's been handled, although some communication issues, when the story first broke, came to fruition.
Is there any indication as to how the papers were stolen? Was it an inside job?
Look, police are not really telling us a whole lot, to be honest. The theory is that it was an inside job and that the person was a student, but nobody can confirm that. All we know basically is that it was a 23-year-old woman and that she's going to appear in court on the 17th.
In which we'll probably find out a few more details, possibly watch this space. ODT reporter Reece Chamberlain, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. 17 University of Otago staff are being made full professors, and the title change coincides with a milestone for one academic. Automotive students are among those showcasing their work to prospective employers through a public exhibition at Otago Polytechnic. And McAndrew Bay School is going ahead with a major swimming pool upgrade after fundraising more than $100,000. And it's time now for a look at what's going to be on the pages of tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and Bruce Curry joins us. Good evening.
Good evening. A coroner's court hearing will be held tomorrow on the death of Nicholas Munro. It's been 10 years since he died in hospital, some days after he was punched at a taxi stand in Dunedin. Consultants will be asked to produce a new strategic plan for the Southern District Health Board, but this comes just only months after another strategic plan was produced at a cost of more than $300,000. The planetarium at the Otago Museum, well, I heard earlier this show we were speaking to Dr. Ian Griffin. Well, we got a sneak peek in there. It looks pretty good by all accounts, so there's a photo there. Tardy book lovers who borrow from the library from the Dunedin City Council could find themselves cut off if lower fine limits are introduced. In sport, we'll be previewing the second test of the Black Caps, not the All Blacks, and Australia starting in Perth tomorrow, and a bit closer to home we'll have the results from today's game between Otago and Canterbury.
That's all in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Bruce. Time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Puff Plus.
And here is today's city view. It is taken of what's left behind after the sycamores at Ravensbourne were cut down. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, 10 degrees for the central city, a heck of a lot warmer at the Gardens on 16 there, 14 for the Tyree. To the situation, and an anti-cyclone will move over the South Island tomorrow, which is good news. Around the lower South Island for tomorrow, high cloud with northerlies for Invercargill and Gore. Nor'westers in Tiana with cloud increasing there, but a fine day awaits Alexandra with 19 degrees. High cloud and northerlies for Queenstown, but a fine day for Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel with highs of between 14 and 19. In Dunedin tonight, remaining fine but rather cool with light frosts possible in very, very sheltered areas. Tonight's low 6 degrees. Sunny tomorrow with light nor'easters developing and a high of 14. And on Saturday, cloud increasing with fresh nor'westers and a change to cold sou'westers and showers later in the day. 18 degrees is what we can look forward to. And to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 20 past 12 and high tide follows at 12 to 6. And fishing conditions look good, particularly at around 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Well, that is local news for Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.